officially get this thing started, huh? Guys, this is our first town hall since the re-release. There's a lot that we have to talk about, a lot that we have to discuss. I got a drink. You ready for proof? Ready? Look at that. Enjoy that ASMR of a can opening. You know, we always try to keep our town halls to an hour. I don't know how long this one's gonna go. I'm just being real with you. So I'm going to I do drink water out of a can. Christian's called Liquid Death. It's incredible. Right now. Yeah, so we're gonna, for everyone that's new here, if this is your first town hall, welcome. Thank you for being here. We run town halls every month. We try to stick to around the first of the month. And it's just where, you know, we kind of talk about things. We discuss, you know, kind of how that previous month is, development, things of that nature. Like I said, these are held monthly.
Why'd you just switch to a webcam microphone?
Take a picture of this just to prove of something real quick.
Did you just join on your phone?
Yeah.
He has to take a picture of his water.
I'm confused why his mic changed taking a picture.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, why does he sound like he's in the can?
Okay. It's Orange Burst, baby. Okay. So we're going to start it out with all of your questions first. Lucy, can you do me a favor? Please disable the questions now. I don't want any new questions in there.
Okay.
Please, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Discord open up behind the screen. First things first, I always work from the bottom down because that was the first question that was asked. Bug, he was not, and we saw. Yeah, anyways, okay. First question from Johnny Lurch: shooting. Would it be possible to up the damage for shooting? It takes roughly 8 bullets to kill someone, 7 to the head. The answer is we are going to make sure that the weapons are balanced. We obviously want them balanced. However, there's not a whole lot that we that we want to do right now because y'all are experiencing a small fraction of the craftable weapons. So I don't want to make like just the weapons that you're crafting now OP, because I mean you can obtain rifles, so like fully automatic rifles. So I get that these pistols and these low level class 2s may not be huge, but again, it's a small fraction of what you have available to craft. So we're gonna wait a little bit longer until y'all start crafting the bigger weapons so that we can see. As for one tap headshot, it'll never be a thing in Wyldfire. You will never convince me to have one tap headshots. Yeah, literally never ever. Nate's correct. You can one tap with a car. It's actually facts. Like you could one tap with a car. Like you can, yeah, never ever. Vehicle keys. Do we have a time frame on when we will be adding back our vehicle keys for imports coming into the city? So Bert is down there somewhere. He has the vehicle dev tags now. We're going to be developing that kind of department around Bert and Theo and a couple of other people, we have something that we're going to purchase and invest to that will allow Bert to start handling and start editing all of our vehicle files. Before we can do imports, we obviously want to make sure that the city's in a good state with its regular cars. And, you know, we're all well aware that there's a lot of base cars that need some work. So we need to kind of work on those base cars first, and then we'll work on the import vehicles. Server pop increase. Obviously, we've already done this. I mean, we've seen record numbers, record growth since the re-release. Just to put it in perspective, in less than 30 days, Wyldfire has grown by over 300 people, 300 new faces into the Discord. You know, when we re-released, we were expecting around 30 people, 35 people in city. Okay. Okay. Sorry. The kiddo he's in some pain right now. So we've seen, you know, we were expecting around 35 to 40 people when we first re-released, and obviously we are getting 3 to 4 times those initial numbers now. It's a great thing, you know, like we put a lot of effort into Wyldfire over the last couple of years. The shutdown was scary for everybody, but the team held together. Some people stepped up to the plate in a huge way. You know, Cryption stepped up to the plate in a huge way. Charles stepped up to the plate in a huge way. All of the GMs, all of the staff, we've seen Bug step up to the plate in a huge way, and everyone has kind of carried Wyldfire to what it is right now. So it's beautiful to see this, you know, work, right? So that being said, you know, the server pop right now is at 150. Now it's an open 150 currently. Reminder that there will be 20 slots locked just for staff. I don't want any of the staff to have to queue. And then we will have 5 positions locked for a last tier subscription. There's only going to be 5 of these subs available. Once you have the sub, you'll also have a reserved seat. You'll never queue. So that puts the public count to about 125. And then obviously, you know, we want to continue to grow past that, you know. And we'll see doing that. If we don't consistently, you know, hit 130, 150, things like that, we may bring the pop down just so we can kind of stabilize things. Like, you don't want spikes on like a Saturday of 150, you know. And then the rest of the week is around 110 or so. You know, we are going to grow more, but we also want to make sure that performance and lag and everything else like that is kind of steady across the board. I don't want you to say, hey, I can't play on Saturdays because that's when it gets too crazy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, Cali Girl has a question. Other cities I've been to, you could hit the home key and it would show you how many cops are on duty. Can we do something like this? Jobs are taking more, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Short answer, no. Long answer, yes. So short answer, no. You'll never know exactly how many cops are on duty. The only way you'll ever find out how many cops are on duty is if you metagame something. So no. Now, in 1.0, we did have a system to where through certain things that you would have in your inventory, you would have the ability to check if certain activities were available. We plan on bringing that back. So you will be able to have an item that you can use and you can check and see Is Evangelico available? Is this available? Is this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That way you know that you don't know how many cops are on, but you know there's at least enough available to do that particular activity. Bug, if you want to talk about cooldowns, your idea that you mentioned, you can talk about that.
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So currently we're seeing a increase on people, having an exact idea on when a heist is coming up, allowing for some groups not to be able to hit a heist, because a group is consecutively hitting a heist right as it comes off the cooldown. So an idea that some of the game managers and I were talking about were, Encryption was in that too, was a kind of like a randomized timer where it'd be kind of like a range of like, X time to Y time, just so people don't have an exact time on when something is going to come back up, to give more groups the ability to be able to hit something. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's pretty much heist camping. We're trying to prevent that so more groups have the ability to do some of the heists.
Yeah, and we're trying to do it without putting rules in place. Like, I don't want to say, hey, like a particular gang or group can only do X amount of heists a night. I don't want to do that. So we are going to try and alleviate ways with randomized timers and things like that. Yes, an RNG variance element to the cooldowns, essentially. Yeah. Hilly, save it for until we get through these first questions, and then yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back. I don't want to go back to the way it was in the first iteration, where we didn't allow you had to wait over an hour or 2 hours where you can hit another job, because there's a lot more people in the gang. So
Hang on.
the high
What, buddy? So pets is an intricate, tricky thing. Okay. We have pets coming. I'll say that. Our goal is to have pets released by the end of February. That's kind of like the minimum. May come earlier, no promises whatsoever. But our goal is to have pets coming earlier. Now, if you're unfamiliar, we've talked about the pets for quite a bit now. If you're unfamiliar with it, there's quite a bit of pets coming. So you've got Dobermans, Rottweilers, Dalmatians, French Bulldogs, Huskies, German Shepherds, Golden Retrievers, American Bully, Belgian Malinois, Chow Chows, a couple different cats, Pit Bull. Yeah, a Frenchie is what they call it, French Bulldog, but it's a Frenchie. And then there's also leashes, collars, sweaters, shoes, different eye designs, bowls, beds, hats, different poses, backpacks, balls, scratch poles for the cats, things like that. Yes, these are all AI pets that you can start training and things like that. So there's going to be Ripper. I don't know yet. So I can't tell you that yes or no. There's going to be a lot of pets and a lot of items available at the Positivity in-game cache. No worries. There's going to be some pets. I'm just letting you guys know now, because I have to pay, like, it is a subscription for me to have this stuff available. Some of this stuff is going to be locked behind one-time TEBX transactions, and some of the pets are going to be locked behind, they're going to be perks for some of our subscribers. I can tell you now, like, obviously the Frenchie, a lot of people want a Frenchie. That's going to be free, available in city. But some of these dogs, and probably one of the cats, because we get 2 cats. So one of the cats will be a sub perk, and then one of a couple of the dogs will be sub exclusives. There is a Doberman, yes. And again, these are not player pets. These are like AI pets that you can buy pet beds and bowls and stuff like that for. Yeah, our goal is to have that by the end of this month. Yeah, honestly, what I'm excited for the pets, quite frankly, are like dog shows. Like, I think it'd be awesome to have like a runway of dog shows on how cool somebody can dress up a dog. Next question. Trying to sell / buy people shit. Come on. This is from Jack's Winners. This is in relation to selling and transferring vehicles. I'm gonna work with. We're gonna work up a system. Meg's gonna give us some opinions. She ran a car dealership before. Selling and transferring your vehicle will be a thing through a used vehicle dealership. That's kind of always been our plan. I don't want you to actually go up to somebody to do /sell car. It's going to be done and brokered through used car dealership businesses. David, we can still talk about that. But yeah, that's our plan. I just got to look into it. Unfortunately, it hasn't been high on the radar because right now people can just share keys. So okay. Suggestions. When will suggestions reopen? And what kind of things can we suggest? And what would you rather be avoided? Defiantly wouldn't be considered. To be 100 with y'all, suggestions. Suggestions will open when we can actually catch up. Like, the reason why we close them is because we don't even have the time to look at suggestions right now, developmentally. Now, I'm going to talk to some of the community staff, have them go through some suggestions that are not development required and see what we can do. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Tyler, the way we work is that every suggestions and bugs that you put in Discord, they talk to our board in the back. They talk to our project management platform. So if you put a bug in there or a suggestion in there, it may get lost. I mean, I think, how many suggestions do we have in Codex before we shut it down?
So
Too many.
Yeah, it was
maybe like 210 or something like that.
Yeah, it was yeah, there was a couple, yeah, well over 100. And stuff would just get lost. So we want to get to a development point that we can look at them and then go through some, and then we'll take some more. Yeah. As for what kind of suggestions that we want, it's I want suggestions that a lot of people would like and enjoy. I want suggestions that makes the city better and feel better. I know a couple weeks ago the material economy was rough, kind of unplayable. Suggestions like that says, hey, this is a bad thing, we really need to fix this. Like, that's the kind of outreach that we need. We got together and we fixed it. So that's the kind of suggestions that we need to make the city better, not just adds, random stuff here and there. Kinda, Declan, yeah. Oh my god, what's up, Benji? Okay, next, businesses. I know all the current businesses have made request suggestions. Do we have any timelines on when those will be looked at? How likely can things to be added, etc.? Potential new businesses, ETA, and the business requests will reopen and people can run businesses without government approval to start with. Okay. So there's a lot in there. Thank you for that question, Lily. It's a good one. I know Lily's not here right now. If you currently have a business and it's working, it's going to be minute on your requests and suggestions because we know your business is working. Someone like Nate, who's taking grenades in the trenches and his business doesn't even work right now, is going to have a little bit more of a priority. Yeah. And then as for new businesses, I do have something to announce on. So over the next week, we are going to work on some businesses for that we want the city to have. We're not sure what the businesses might be. We have a slew of ideas. The Uwu Cafe is currently has an owner. She just hasn't been able to make it back in city right now. And it's my fiance, so she has all the owner abuse in the world.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Your wife.
Oh yeah, my wife. Fuck, she's not even my fiance anymore. She's my wife.
You're married.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's my wife.
You literally got married like 4 months ago, and you still got
Damn,
married.
it wasn't 4. Was
It
it
was
4?
Halloween.
October.
Halloween. It
Fuck.
was October. October was 4 months ago.
Anyways,
He got drunk at his wedding, but I don't think he forgot that much. That's crazy.
yeah. Anywhoots, yeah. So it's hers, and we have a lot going on. It'll open back up eventually. But there's other things that I'm looking into with our current business system. Like, I want to try and get a flower shop going where you can actually craft flowers and you can smell the flowers and they'll reduce stress. I want to try and get a crystal shop going. I want to try and get maybe even a record shop going that plays like all kinds of shit. Like there's so many ideas that we have that are not just a restaurant. So we need to look at it, see what we can implement, and see how quickly we can implement certain things. Declan, quick answer is yes. We're already talking to somebody with that. Wyldfire record, absolutely. We want, I like, the record studio is in city for a reason. We are going to do trading cards. We're going to do all that. So we want to. So that's the thing. So I don't want the White Widow to come in the way that most places do it. I want to, like, I don't want any of our criminal based weed to have anything to do with the White Widow. So we need to see how our current ingredients, like, we need to spend some time, figure out how they work, figure out what new effects we can add and how we can add them. That way, like, if we do a flower shop, I can make it to where you can buy a bunch of flowers. And then the bouquet that you craft, like you're kind of crafting your food now, creates a bouquet that might do certain things. So, yeah. To start, we are going. Oh, dude, a rage room would be dope as shit. Bug, write that down.
Oh, she's already told me in game.
Dude,
I
a
already
rage
have it
room
up
would
in my
be
noggin.
fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd be
Escape rooms with encryption. Didn't you want to make an escape room?
Yeah, so escape room is something that I actually thought of probably well over half a year ago. It's something I'm going to work on when things kind of calm down a bit. So hopefully we'll see them in city at some point.
Yeah. Actually, Tyler, don't you have the cigar lounge map?
What are you eating now?
Honey roasted pistachios?
Did you just have Popeyes?
Bro, they're
Don't
just some
fat shame me.
pistachios. What the fuck?
I'm not.
Everybody
It's
cancel
called a
Bug?
snack, bro.
He
It's called
wants a snack.
Dude, I went to breakfast this morning, had a single
you're
pancake.
canceling.
I
A
haven't been
three-piece
able to
tender?
recover.
Not a single pancake.
Dude, my stomach still hurts.
Just because you weigh 65 pounds soaking wet doesn't mean Wesker does.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bug's the kind of person that's like, you can't eat around. It's like, you already ate once today, fat ass.
That's not what I said.
What I heard.
I saw you put that extra piece of ham on your sandwich.
Oh no, I don't see it. I hear it every morning when you call me.
Wow.
I don't care though. Trust me, I know Wesker's like Chick-fil-A order off the top of my head.
Fact. And
We all
actually,
do.
1 second. Yes, Bubba. We're gonna release a couple in the next week. The ones that we release are not ones that y'all may want to do or whatever. They're gonna be like maybe a restaurant, maybe something that we want to put out into the city. You will be able to see that business. You'll be able to apply. Oh my God, is that Gertie?
It is.
Gertie!
Dude, we've been asking for a clothing store for so long.
Bro, I've been asking for Gertie to come play Wyldfire for so long. I don't want to hear it.
Are you still?
And if I have to make a clothing
place,
if I have to make a clothing store to get Gertie here, I will.
are you still in that place, or have you gone elsewhere? Oh, okay, then you just fly in here,
Just come here, Gertie. Bring your whole group.
Wesky.
Maybe not your whole group, but just you.
Denied.
Anyways, okay. So when you have that, when we release these businesses, you'll be able to see them, apply for them. Okay, apply to own them. Applications will be based on 3 huge factors. Factor number 1, your current standing within the city. Do you have any community strikes? Have you been a problem child? Have you been RDMing people? Yada, 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 yada. Number 2, what's your current gang affiliation? I'm going to be honest. If you're a part of the Lost, it's just a straight no-go. They're capped out on businesses. And I kind of don't want any of these to really be gang affiliated whatsoever, if I'm being honest. So these are going to be more civ-based businesses. And then number 3, your activity. So odds are, if you're in a gang, been involved into a ticket, and can't play that often, you're not going to get a business. Now, if you have a business idea and your business does not need me to put anything into it, like you don't need maps, which 90% of businesses don't, but you don't need maps and you don't need like a script to support it and things like that, then run your business. There's nothing stopping anybody from RPing a business that you have if you don't need my help to do it. Okay? Like, if you wanted to be an insurance agent and start collecting money for people to buy their cars insurance, there's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Jake,
Nothing stopping you. Yeah, like literally, you know, like
I have one of those in my pocket.
a loan shark, car insurance, health insurance, photography, things like that. Like if you don't need development assistance, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. And for like say you know, let's say you need a map, buy the house. Our real estate system has offices that you can buy. So like you can buy a small office, decorate it, things like that. Like you can do all kinds of things that you don't need our help for. Like nothing's stopping you from buying a small office and buying a printer and being a postcard business where you take pictures of people and sell them as postcards. There's nothing stopping that. Yeah, interior decorating services, things like that. Like there's so many businesses that you guys can role play that you don't need our help to do. Just use your imagination and do it.
Why wouldn't you be?
Yes, Hilly. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Wesker,
Yes, sir.
should we tell people about the printers? Because I know a lot of people don't know about the printers.
Oh, yeah. So pretty much any printer in city is usable. Just go up to it and you can use you can print two things, a card or a book.
It's more than that, actually.
Well, more than that.
Yeah, you got coupons, flyers, cards.
Oh yeah, you got so much
books,
shit that you
menus.
can print. Just find a printer. Or I mean, go talk to Elliot and have him print it for you. Fuck, my bad. Yo, here.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You can print
you ready for
a
this one, Bug?
badge.
Here.
Oh, what? Uh-oh. I'm scared.
I'm already
What are you about to do? What are you about to do?
Yeah, that one too.
That's crazy. Here, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna leak it. Inside of every Fleeka bank, if you go kind of into the back, there's a printer. Look at the printer. Third eye it. I leaked
Damn.
it. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I leaked it.
Damn, Bug. Cancel the new clothes. Yeah, so we'll just disable those printers in Fleeka, Bug.
Okay, I'm on it.
All right, moving on. Plans for PD EMS expansion. We need. So listen, our PD numbers have been awesome. Our PD numbers are not great considering the amount of people that are in. I think last night it was 8 cops, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe more, give or take.
That's to service
Probably
121 to 22 people. Y'all really think 8 cops is enough to service over 120 people? Well, let's be real here.
There are class twos.
It's not
Shoot 'em up,
enough
bang bang.
cops. 10 to 60, that's a good ratio. 10 to 120, not a good ratio. Not enough cops. Yes, Lexi, they are. Almost every cop has a crim character. However, if you bleed any information from your cop to your crim, it's like it's an immediate termination from the PD and a community strike. Like if you SOP check a cop on your crim, you're fired immediately. No questions about it. You're just gone. Yeah, that's just lame. Yes, you can have a cop and a DMS. You have 3 character slots. You can make whatever you want. You can be in a gang and be a cop. And we need more cops. Yeah, like we need more, honestly. And we'll talk about that here in a second, Harlow. But we do need more cops. Gertie, come play cop here at Wyldfire. Yeah, apply for PD. Tyler needs more.
Mhm.
More. Housing. This is a 5-part question from Lily. God, there's still so many questions to fucking do. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna stop yapping. Can you use your personal housing as a base of operations for non-white listed business? Yes. Do you have an ETA on when we'll have outdoor decorating set up? Yes. Talk to Charles. If you currently have a house and you want it to be able to decorate your garden and stuff outside, you can talk to Charles. However, you will have to sell all of your decorations inside of the house. There's no way around this. It is what it is. You'll have to reset your house. You'll have to re-put it down. Full compensation will be allotted for those who need to sell their stuff. But Dr. Charles, how does the housing limit operate? Will there be any change to the limits? You can have 3 owned properties to your name. You can have as many keys as you want. 3 owned properties. Some furniture doesn't have storage attached that looks like it should be able to hold some. Will there be any changes? Currently, we have no desire to add any new storage furniture. However, there is plenty of furniture available that has storage. All current storages have been doubled.
I can say something real quick on the furniture.
Go for it.
So when we added all that furniture in, we put storage on everything that should have storage. So I know there's something that looks like it could possibly have it, but we decided not to do that for other reasons because there's so many options already, and it didn't keep the prices down on furniture in general.
Okay. MLO housing. Will there be any new MLOs for sale? Quick answer: no. For gangs and businesses, yes. For individuals to own an MLO house, right now, no. Miscellaneous question from Lily. Will we clothing bags? Will these be changed to add more slots in the future? No. 5 is enough. Food vouchers. Will there be a way to people to apply for them in the future? Will businesses get a more consistent way of trading them? We are going to look into having food vouchers as an option that you can always get. Yes. 5 is enough because you can just go to a clothing store if you want to change your clothes. The bag is not meant for you to have a closet with you so you can change anywhere. It's mostly geared towards crime so that you can change into a crime and house and heist outfit. If you want to change your clothes like that, go to a clothing store.
Oh,
5's enough.
wait, Wesley, I have a question.
I have an answer.
In regards to like the whole food voucher thing, you remember when we had that pet in Legion Square to like kind of change out the guns, like the old guns with the new ones?
Yeah.
Can't we just do something like that?
Yeah. We just got to figure out a good way to like
To do it.
let people buy vouchers.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, as far as the vouchers that the businesses have, I already let everybody know to slash report when they're in the city, and we'll get them taken care of as far as paid. I was trying to do it on my business character. I just hadn't had a lot of time to like go in there. So, but I'll.
Yeah, the
probably be
problem is
around
we just got to
tomorrow
be
a little
careful with it because if I make it to where you can get vouchers for free, but businesses can sell the vouchers for money. You see what I'm saying?
bit. No, I know what you're saying there. I think
Oh.
that
No, I
as
was
far as food
answering
vouchers,
the chat.
oh, gotcha. As far as food vouchers, I feel like that the businesses themselves can just print up free food vouchers. That they don't like
That's fair.
that they don't get paid back for because it's like a promo for them.
Yes,
right?
Damien.
And it's just the new people getting in for the food vouchers would be the best way, in my opinion. But we can always talk about it.
Yeah, we'll come up with a system.
Wait, isn't there a rule about not changing clothes for 15 minutes? No, we don't have a rule about that, actually.
My thoughts on that: as long as you're free and clear, and there's no cops still circling the area, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if a cop sees you change clothes, then
Yeah.
Right.
that's dumb. Yeah. Okay, events. Are there plans for any plans for one-of-one rare items and events in the future? Yes, we've done them in the past. We'll do them again. Are there any large-scale events planned? Yes.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to plan one, what is the process for requesting government support / resources? Make a ticket, reach out to the community team.
Yes, we are here to help.
Make washing stones easier. No. I've already made it easier. You get a lot of stones. This stone washing already pays a little bit too much than what it should. It feels like it's a long time, but it is calculated based on how much money you get. You get so many gems. And yeah, it's a mindless, it's a Netflix task. You literally press a singular button in your thing, and then you're doing money. So no. Short answer. Oh yeah, don't wash your stones in the business. Watch your stone out in public. Anyone washing stones in the business, you're lame and you're smelly. Don't be smelly and lame.
And the health inspector will get the business owner. Remember that.
Yeah. Wash them as they're intended. No, Lamar, you cannot. Zach, we will look at the fishing rep and the hunting rep. Tebex, any previously available things that would make a comeback? Any new categories, any old categories not making a comeback? What's going to come back to Tebex is custom phone numbers and custom license plates. Those will be making a comeback soon. If you weren't here in 1.0 for a couple of bucks, you can buy a custom license plate as well as a custom phone number. Those will be coming back. Anyone who purchased a custom license plate and phone number will have that reimbursed to you. Discounts available for buying multiple custom license plates. Imports are going to come back. Obviously, the pets will be something in Tebex. I don't want to add too much Tebex. Like, I mean, there's my goal is to not money grab at a Wyldfire. Obviously, Wyldfire needs to make some money so that, I'm not just throwing a bunch of stuff away. But that's why I don't have a large, like, if y'all look at right now, there's only subs. I don't have a large Tebex because I don't want to release anything that y'all can buy when I don't feel the city's ready for certain things. So, that's what's important first. So, Tyrell, the reason why we don't have fishing nets right now is because if I'm 100% honest with you, it was just super broken. It will come back when we have time. Vic, all I can say about DOJ salaries, you should charge your crims more, I guess. I don't know.
Someone said, do we have any undercover cops or is it allowed?
Pass.
I mean, I think I might be able to answer that a little bit.
Answer it at the end. I'm trying to make it through these questions.
Go for it.
Tyler Anderson wants to know if there's any plans on bringing back boosting and VIN scratching. When I went over this question, I just want you to know I gagged verbally, very loudly. Economy breaking systems like casino, boosting, VIN scratching will be released when they have been thoroughly tested amongst weeks of data points. And that's the only answer that I can give on that. Boosting, I hate boosting. Boosting is the worst some of the worst criminal activities I have seen. And it honestly, we saw a significant dip during 1.0 when boosting came out because people were just straight assholes. VIN scratching, even worse. So it will undergo weeks of testing and data points before we release something like boosting and VIN scratching. If we do, because the boosting was awful roleplay for cops. I agree. So we'll that's what I'm saying. Before anyone asks, we already talked about it. Crypto, stock trading, things like that will never see the light of day within Wyldfire. Don't hurt your fingers asking for it. Okay, so I'm gonna make this one short and sweet. Earlier I asked if you guys would leave feedback on some third-party heist. I think there's some great conversation in there. If you didn't see it, that's that. If you don't know what third partying of a heist means, it's sometimes often referred to as breaching. It's basically when you're either fighting to start the heist or you're interrupting somebody's ongoing heist. I decided to put it up to a vote, see what you guys think, and it was 95-2 that no, we will not be third partying heist. So we'll be writing it into the Constitution that third partying a heist will not be allowed. Basically, it's like, yeah, sure, you can argue that there's a minuscule amount of RP at it, but dude, just if somebody's at the heist, oh well. Yeah, it's shit from all points of view. So 95 people don't want a third party heist, only 2 people did. So we're not going to third party the heist. And I can say, well, so Robbie, that's the thing. There are no more long calls with Wesker. Quite frankly, I had an individual who got pulled. He had been here for 3 days. I already pulled him into an RDM ticket, and I just banned him. I heard too much about him. Had within 3 days, he's in a ticket for RDM. He's gone. No more calls. No more nothing. It's you get sent along your merry way. If I feel like you're going to be a repeat of some of the issues that we had in 1.0, you're going to be sent on your merry way. Enjoy elsewhere. Yeah, like Wyldfire is not a shitter city. We never have been. We never will be. We're not a shooter city. We're not a, we're just not. And I'm not going to entertain the conversations that I used to entertain with everybody, trying to coach people within roleplay. Not doing that anymore. It's just remove your whitelist tags, find somewhere else to play.
You do it, George.
Yeah, George, you're literally the person to do it.
You do it.
Okay. MLO housing already answered.
Bad subway.
Cooldown sharing. No, we're not gonna do cooldown sharing. But Bug, can I talk about what you and I talked about just a little
Did
bit?
I not address it earlier? The
No.
randomizing? Oh no,
No.
the other thing. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know if it's 100% possible yet. So we're just gonna look at it. But last night, if some of you didn't know, we had 8 cops on. 3 heists went down within like 20 minutes. PD force immediately just don't have the numbers to handle that. So what we're actually going to look at to do is that kind of like a dispatch system, which, by the way, if anybody wants to apply to be a PD dispatch, you have the permission to DM me directly. If you want to be an actual PD dispatcher, you understand what that means, and you're down for PD dispatch roleplay, DM me directly. Handling that, if you know what PD, I don't want to have to explain it. So if you know what PD dispatching RP is, DM me directly. Only if you're experienced with it, because it is. Okay, so what PD dispatching is you are essentially the person who handles who goes to what call. So when a Vangelico pops up, you are the oracle. It's not a 5 PD scrambling to see who's going to go. One person at the station says, hey, I need units 7, 8, 15. Y'all are going to this one. And then you're keeping track on who's on what calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, PD dispatch RP is insane. RP, you just gotta be willing. Like, you're not gonna leave the police station. Like, there is no patrol for you. It is RP that happens via the radio. Okay, so what our idea is to have so if we have, say, 5 cops on duty, right, and we know that a particular heist requires 4 officers, that heist goes off, right? Once those 4 officers are assigned to that heist, they're on duty, but they're technically clocked out. Does that make sense? So they're on duty, but none of the heist scripts realize that they're on duty. So if we have 5 cops and 4 respond to Evangelico, all the other scripts are locked down because there's only 1 cop available. Make sense?
And we, again, don't know if it's possible. But
Don't know if
an
it's
idea,
possible.
So
Yeah.
don't expect it.
Yeah, don't know if it's possible, but that's what
Make your
we're
big
going
brain
to. What, Theo?
So just make your big brain work, Bug. Crypton, y'all got this.
Yeah, it would
I
be
think it is fairly possible. We just need to look into it a bit more. But as it stands, all of the kind of cop requirements is handled through external functions that we've made. So realistically, it should be possible. But it's something we're gonna have to look into.
Yeah, so David,
might-
basically
it
the
might
way
take-
that it would work is we would essentially create a new 10 command. I don't want it to be 10-7 because 10-7 just means that you're unavailable. You could be going to the bathroom or whatever. It'll be a new 10 command that literally means like in service right now, like you're in service, you're in a scene. And then you don't get off that until you're literally done. So while you're writing a report, you're still in that service. So if 4 cops go in and only the scene's done and 3 get released, there's still that 1 that's in service. So they're not counted towards the cop count. It would be incredible. We're going to see if it's doable. We may have to work with the guy that does our heist or whatever, but we're going to see if we can do that. Because then it solves the cooldown problem. We don't need to do global cooldowns. Like it solves most heist and PD number related issues. Yeah, sure. 10-6. And it's like, we just need to make sure that when you are 10-6, the heist aren't going to acknowledge that y'all get what I'm saying?
All that is perfect for a dispatcher too, because they can put all the cops 10-6. They can switch them to attack 2, 3, whatever.
Correct.
Like-
the
dispatcher would be
dispatcher
clutch there.
would do all of that for
Yeah,
you.
they would be super clutch there.
Mm-hmm. Like when Evangelico goes off, the dispatcher picks what officers are going to it. They send you on to go to it. They move you to your radio. They move you to 10-6, and they keep track of that call. That's your oracle. So we're gonna look into it, and we're gonna look into it. Like that's actually kind of a higher priority for us because that'll solve a lot of problems. The limits on ammunition and banks, we're gonna see about yeah, that got answered with us randomizing the cooldowns. So service on cars, Bug, I'll let you take this one.
Oh, servicing on cars? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you guys know, if some of you read the change logs, there's a change log mentioning the car servicing. So, if you're a mechanic and people look at your engine or you look at your own engine, you'll see that your parts still decay at the same rate. However, in the back end of the script, until your car gets to about 65%, your car's handling will not be affected at all. It will not, like, your turning won't hurt, your brakes won't hurt. And honestly, how I have it made right now is until your parts get about 50% wear, you shouldn't really notice much. And from what I've been hearing from some of the people that have been testing it, and that's how it is currently. So like it's it's a lot better than it was for sure. And we're still monitoring it. And obviously, I'm not saying it can't change in the future, but it's better than it was at least.
Show your nerd graph, Bug. Show your nerd graph. I know you're proud of it. Show it. Show your nerd graph.
My nerd graph. Okay,
Your nerd graph.
Here, Wesker can answer a question. I'll screen share it here in a second.
Okay. Player-owned farm, maybe. Nate, I've got there's a farm that I do want to look into. I'll see if it has it. Player-owned gas stations. Look, chat. It was horrible in 1.0. Okay, horrible. The main problem with player-owned gas stations. Okay, the main problem is that it requires player-owned oil rigs. Okay, and the problem with player-owned oil rigs is that you cannot assign anyone else to help you. It's kind of like a solo venture. And that was the bottleneck of not being able to produce enough oil. Oil rigs also take a shit ton of real estate in city. And they're just awful. It's because, like, if I can make it to where 15 people can work on one oil rig, I would completely change my mind about it, because then it would be better. But right now it's one person can work on one oil rig. And it was an awful job. So, yeah. Right now, no. Raining in owned houses and businesses, yeah, we're gonna get that fixed up. We're going to Bug or Cryption, one of the two, are gonna make the weather inside houses to be clear. That way there's still a day and night cycle, but the weather will just be clear. But yeah, we'll get that fixed up. Easy location. Yeah, Frank, so you figured that out. Slash postal. You're good on that one. Yeah, if you didn't, Frank, feel free to share in chat what it does. But slash postal while you're in city. House robbery. Can you make it to where you can level up house robberies to get better rewards? Short answer, yes. Long answer, it'll be a while to implement. But yes, Cryption, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, kind of. No, as it stands, there is technically tiers. Obviously, some of you will be aware we've got the shells and the IPLs. Within those, it is possible to have the tiers. So essentially, the more you kind of do them, I guess the more rep you'll get. And then we can tie that into potentially better loot, potentially more chance of getting better kind of interiors, I guess. So you might be able to get more safes or whatever. But it is something that's not kind of on the immediate radar. There are much kind of higher priorities, but it is something we'll look into, hopefully kind of in the next couple of weeks or so.
I am trying to plan a Wyldfire group trip to Vegas, George, so maybe then. Sorry, Cryption, go.
Yeah, so hopefully in the next kind of couple of weeks or so we'll look into that. The only thing is, it is going to require us to basically make a whole kind of skill system.
Yeah, that was so...
which will hopefully link into a few other things, which I don't know if you want to touch on, Wesker.
We'll touch on that a little later. Civilian life and jobs. Noodle says, I feel that we need more options for civ jobs. Having something other than the same ones we had in 1.0 would be nice. Most of us from back then have already done it enough. Personally, would love to see some rep-based jobs with progression. I can provide links to some recommendations. I obviously provide your links for recommendations. Noodle, you're welcome to DM me those. Short answer, yes. Long answer, give us some time on that. I know that I have a tasks script, kind of like a mission. I just hate calling it missions, but there is a I'm gonna start letting Theo, because he's been the one kind of asking for it, design up some quests or missions or jobs for you to do, which will add a lot of things to do essentially. But yes, like I want we had talked about before the re-release to kind of make kind of our own job system where, you know, you could do a street sweeper or lawn care and things like that. And like if you do a lawn care, you start out with like a little push mower, and the more you advance and get rep, you can get like up to a riding lawn mower and your own trailer and shit like that. And then same thing for street sweeping, trucking, yes, like actual like logistic trucking. Yeah, like it's something that we want to do. It's just with the influx in population, we had to kind of shift our focus from designing new features to making sure the city's stable. I'm talking to there's like 80 people that I'm talking to. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Say hi. Did y'all hear him? Did he go through?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Hang on. Ugh.
Hi.
There it is.
Yeah, there he is. There's
look,
the
they're all saying
boy.
hello.
That's the future of
name is-
Wyldfire right
His name is Jerry. See, they're all saying hi.
He might play my Wyldfire before GTA 6 releases.
5.
Oh, he's fine. Aw.
Say hey.
there. Future Wyldfire
She's
owner.
my mommy. Say
It's
Hi,
so funny.
Lucy.
Hi. Oh,
Oh my god.
oh my god. Oh my god, my heart.
Before in the staff call,
baby.
Jerry said
turn.
hi, and then Wesker told him that I was gonna eat his toes.
Yeah, Bug is the one that's gonna
I
eat-
literally
he's gonna
did
eat
say
your
that.
toes.
No, not again.
Dog is
Yeah, the dog is Bug is a dog. He's gonna eat your toes.
Dude, I'm not a pet. Why do people keep saying this?
All right, buddy.
No, bug your pet now. It's too late.
Yeah, he's a human. All right. Your butt feels good. That's good.
Damn it.
W.
He got medicine for his butt. He's all good. Okay. Rainstorms and noise. Hillywicks. Is there a way to lower the noise of storms, wind, and rain without lowering the volume of everything else? Yeah, it's a froggy. I don't know.
I mean, do you want to hear the answer me and Theo came up with? when you
Yes.
were Gone. So basically, the game managers and I also think it's very loud when the thunder hits. So what I was gonna do is before tsunami, obviously it starts thunderstorming. I was just gonna make it start raining. The rain isn't that loud, but it's the thunder. The thunder and the wind in the thunderstorm is just way too much. I was just gonna turn to rain.
Or
And
turn
that'll
down
fix it.
your FiveM sub processes.
Yeah,
Like
but
an
it's hard- that's
intellectual.
other stuff. The sub-process doesn't handle that.
That turns off so many other sounds though. It turns it down. So it's really
Well, it doesn't.
bad.
It is a
doesn't-
sub-process,
The
though.
sub-process does not turn the rain down.
I don't know,
That's the game.
Mine is all the way down, and I still hear the thunderstorm. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's times when it gets too bad that I will definitely start changing the weather. It's gonna be raining, but the thunderstorms will kind of fade out.
The thunderstorms fall under the default SFX in the
Huh.
settings.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
Nothing to
I
do
also
with
have
rain.
that set to like 4 for me too. So
Mine's at 2, and it's still loud as fuck.
registers. Lucy wants to know: are there any estimate on when registers? Yeah, so we'll fix your registers. It just wasn't reported on our bug board. It is now reported. Also, I've been asking for this for a long time. I'm gonna ask the developers here on the public space. Can y'all please make it to where player-owned businesses can have their registers robbed?
We
I
can.
don't, you've never asked me that.
I've asked.
yeah, you've
I've asked
never-
for it.
You've never asked me or bug that, so
That's correct. That's correct. I've never asked y'all, but
But-
yes,
Get an invoice
We
system.
can do that, yeah.
yes.
Can we get an invoice system like players that don't own a business can invoice?
Potentially. We can
We-
look into it.
That would definitely help out with like the people that want
Yeah.
businesses that aren't gonna need any intervention.
Dude,
right?
just cash out, bro. Fucking text the money over.
I get that sometimes, but sometimes people don't want their
let's go.
phone numbers out there.
Cash only businesses. What's
if
up?
you want to go full on blown RP, you gotta have receipts for taxing and all that lot. Can't
Oh,
just
I'm- Yeah, just know business.
All I'm saying
taxman's
is
coming.
I want to be able to walk right into Trey Baker with a gun, hold Lucy
Why
up, and
is it
rob her
me?
register. Because, bro, you talk shit.
Me.
When I suggested that to Lucy, she said she dares somebody to rob Trey's, bro.
Facts on God.
Now, is that money going to come out of the business, or is it just come out?
No, it's going to be fake money, but they should still,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
rob Trey's tonight. Will
Well,
robbing
you have
ATMs
to
come
know
back?
that.
Robbie, short answer, yes. Long answer, Bug has beef with it. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay. That's all the questions.
Can I show my graph now?
Yes. Everyone look at Bug's screen. Look at his nerd graph.
It is
Okay.
1,000% nerd graph.
Okay. Everyone, peek the screen share. I'll explain what's happening on this Desmos graphing calculator. So, here, this purple square is your grace period. And when you get down to 65, your car is going to feel like 85% internally. And then as this number goes down closer to 0, it begins to adjust itself. So 29 is 37% like handling. And as it keeps continuing down, it'll obviously keep adjusting itself. But you have this big triangle of grace period before you actually feel the effects of
He
handling.
says big triangle. It's like the smallest object in his graph.
Oh, here. Okay. Look.
Oh, it's a big triangle, Bug.
Oh, it's a big triangle, guys.
He showed me
Wow.
this at 5 a.m. and I called him a nerd instantly.
And then I showed it to Meg, and she said the same thing.
Well, because it's
fucked up.
definitely a nerd graph, bro. Big
Okay,
brain,
it's-
but nerd graph.
Guys, normally this is when I open it up for I'll give about a couple minutes to open up for some questions. I didn't make it in town hall, so if you do have a question, post it right now in the chat, and we will.
I have a few things to say too. So
Yeah. Trap House Gates, encryption.
The trap house gate should have been fixed. I did push a fix, and it was working on when Charles tested it. If that's still an issue, then let me know. But as far as I'm aware, it should be okay.
Okay. Increased chance of not being a basic house for robbery. I mean, probably, honestly.
There is a player-owned tattoo shop, by the way.
Why is Wesker so damn cute? Because Lexi, there is a player-owned tattoo shop.
Just say it.
Yeah, I was just trying to catch up. The player-owned tattoo shop, we will eventually add more. Oh, taxi. Thank you, Summer, to talk about taxi. I'm changing the taxi business up to actually support something that Summer was actually saying. So I'm going to remove our current taxi job. Pin that. Nani. So Lucy, don't let me forget Nani what she just said. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna remove the current taxi job and put in a more like Lyft/Uber based taxi job where we'll have like a selection of cars that you can be able to get to pick up both NPCs and players. It's fully integrated with the phone, so players will be able to use it more easily. Some of my best and most fondest moments within roleplay were actually in player-owned taxi cabs. And I know this system isn't super great to support that. So this has a whole XP system, star rating. Like you can actually leave your driver stars. You can leave riders, reviews, the whole 9 yards. So it's like, it is literally Lyft/Uber coming in the city. And like I said, it'll fully integrated with the phone. And it supports both NPCs and players. So okay, so bug encryption, we do need to get on that because that's the zip ties need to work And it reminded me of something else in my head. Lucy, if you can just type that in dev chat for me, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
For sure.
On the topic of dev chat, can you check it quickly?
Me or him?
no.
Check it.
Wesker.
Let's go.
What were the general topics?
The headaches, the city hall, and
Oh,
the
Ivan,
bug reports.
that's my closing statement, homie. I ain't done.
Give him time. He always has a closing statement.
Yeah, I'm still answering questions. Jeez.
Soon, Hugh. Soon. I need to just get
Cowboy, yeah, that's
Peel
what I'm
together.
saying. Like we need to have head bags, zip ties, things like that. Gertie, post your question. Vito, I am gonna look at hunting and fishing rep to make it slightly better. Okay, Haley had a question, something about businesses and gangs. So businesses will not be open to gang members, even if they make sure it's not associated with the gang. How could you go about making a request to open a business that's not in city yet? I'm gonna release, because right now, currently, correct me if I'm wrong, every business that is currently out there is owned by someone affiliated with the gang. Correct. Okay. I want a couple. Is
Maybe Bee
Pegasus?
Machine. Or
No, because B
Oh,
Machine
maybe
is
Pegasus.
Pegasus
Oh,
in
shit,
a gang?
yeah. Oh yeah, Felix is. Yeah.
Is Pegasus in the gang?
I don't think she is.
So only the movie theater.
Okay. So I want to release a couple businesses first that are non-gang affiliated. Now, I'm not saying that gang members, there are rules that gang members have to follow to own a business, and they are allowed to. Except if you're in the Lost. If you're in the Lost, your gang's capped out. Like, there's so many businesses of Lost members that they own that unfortunately I just gotta cap. I've got to cap them out at some point in time. Let us get through these first couple of businesses first, Hilly, and then you'll be able to make a business request ticket when we open those back up. You also said, why are jumps and starts being blocked off when cops have advantages as tire locking systems and are faster and better handling vehicles than regular cars, as well as high risk of tires and regular tires being popped so easily? Certain jumps and strats are blocked off because there are certain squeezes in city that no cop car will fit through, and people figure those squeezes out, so they just do them automatically, and it's kind of shit, right? Like the car literally just will not fit. And also the other jumps, things like that, that is kind of well, we have them blocked off. There are some that even the base stannier or I think there's one of the squeezes, correct me if I'm wrong, that like only the STX fits through. I don't know. Anyways,
The one by the VU, the only thing that fit through there's a Sultan. There's no cop car that fits through there. So that's staying blocked forever.
the other thing is too, I come from a background of like some more incredibly like serious level RP. So for me, these stunt jumps are it's just bad RP. Like when you send your car off of a bridge and it falls 85 feet, I understand that GTA says the car is fine, but in reality, if your car fell 85 feet off of a bridge, neither you or your car are fine unless you're like in a Toyota Hilux for some reason. But other than that, you're dead. Your body is shattered, right? So that's why we kind of block off those larger jumps to keep everything within roleplay. Also, some of our
honestly not much stuff blocked off anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
I've
there's-
already taken all that stuff up. Yeah.
We also have a
Jesus
grace
Take the
period.
Wheels is already gone. It's already banned or against the rules.
We also
Sorry.
try to have a grace period to just try to, because not everybody enjoys the GTA style chases and stuff like that. So that's why we just say, hey, before you start taking all the ratty strats and all the jumps, try to have a good within RP chase, and then after that, it kind of gets cattywampus.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15 minutes. The only thing that you're not allowed to do is the Jesus Take the Wheel jump, take the big ass jumps off the highways and things like that. Every other jump, the crims are doing them all the time anyway.
Yeah, the grappler has unbelievably strict conditions to be used, and abusing the grappler can lead to the cop just directly being fired.
Yeah, way overpowered. It grapples skateboards, bicycles, anything.
Yeah.
Immediately stops it.
Oh, strike system. Oh, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about it real quick because Curtis upset everybody. He didn't mean to. We're going to. I'll write this down, obviously, but so if you're here in 1.0, you know our vehicle strike system was awful. It was absolutely terrible. We've made a strike system that is just streamlined as shit, and it makes sense. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, if you do a heist in your car and you're caught, one strike. That's it. If you shoot out of your car, it's an additional strike. Okay, it's not 2 strikes for shooting, 1 strike for the heist. It's just an additional strike. So if you rob a heist and shoot at the cops from inside your vehicle, the most strikes that you'll get if you're caught are 2. If you're not caught, they do not track your license plate like that. They do not bank. So it's not like you're going to do 5 heists uncaught and then finally get caught and then lose it. Street racing will earn you a strike potentially. It depends on the severity of the race, I think. I don't even know if we covered street racing. We might have to revisit that, Hunter. Right now, I was just talking about for heist. So anyways, so let's just recap again real quick before I get distracted again. I'm sorry. I'm a yapper. So heist equals 1 strike if caught. If not caught, no strikes. Okay? And they don't stack, right? Heist and you shoot the officer from the car is an additional strike. Again, if you're caught. Now, if you park the car, stop the car, get out of the car, then shoot, that's no longer an additional strike. You're shooting from the cops, but your vehicle's not involved. Okay. Make sense? Makes sense. If you have a player-owned car and you ocean dump it, it's an immediate 5 strikes, whether you're caught or not. Ocean dumping, if you did not know, is shitty, bad RP, lame, awful. It is awful. A lot of people do it because you put all the items in your trunk, you ocean dump your car, you want it to teleport. I'll tell you right now, soon, if you ocean dump a player car, it's just gonna go straight to the PD impound. Once we figure that out, if you ocean up your car, straight to PD impound. So it's not right now, buddy. Hang on. So it's it's just so lame. Vito, that's different. That's a car accident. But there are people who just ocean dump and then swim under the water to get away from cops. Lame.
Gonna start deploying sharks to eat your asses.
Yeah. So anyways, a strike will fall off after 30 days. Okay. From date of issuance. Again, strikes do not invisibly stack. If they don't catch you, you don't get the strike. If they catch you the second heist, you don't get additional strikes. If you get 10 strikes on your vehicle, which I'm gonna be honest with you, you have to be really hard to get that. Hang on, Jerry, calm down. All I'm down here is saying, if you have it to where you get 10 strikes, yes, the PD will auction them. Person Bells gets into another car. Do we strike the original vehicle or not? Can you clarify? Tyler, remind me let's talk about that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the strike system? Is everybody a little less, a little bit more calm now on it? Like it's not a bad system. Like it's not punishing in my opinion. Like if you get 10 strikes within 30 days, you've got to like actively, aggressively avoid being successful.
One of the things I've heard is the time that you're like, if you get that 10 strike, you can buy your car back. That amount of time should be a little higher. So 24 hours is pretty quick.
Okay.
We've definitely talked about that. And we'll discuss that more as well.
I think okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I think 72 hours is good potentially, but we'll discuss it and we'll find a good number that's going to be good for everyone.
for sure. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Oh, you want to talk to Theo? Yeah, hang on. Jerry wants to say hi to the doggy.
Mhm.
Profile. All right, say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Say hi, Theo.
You.
I said hello. Hi.
She's not talking to you.
I know. That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped.
You just say hi. Okay. It's okay. Okay.
You never know, Weskers.
Vehicle swaps. Does everyone know the rules on vehicle swaps? Lucy just had to. Oh no, Lucy's here. Who do you see?
What? Huh?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, you're allowed one vehicle swap. That includes a pickup. Y'all don't be lame. If you're caught, you're caught.
I'll explain it really quickly. Because the numbers are 5 in some things, you are allowed to show up on scene with 2 vehicles. But you can only leave in one vehicle that has to be declared when you first get there. And you only have one other vehicle that can interfere or swap or block or anything. So if you use a bus to block, that's your vehicle swap / interference. So you have to get away in the car you're in, or get away in a bus. And I will tell you, in the crime, the heist itself, if you have 5 people, it will be okay for you to carry one person instead of putting them in the trunk. Trunk is super scuffy. You can definitely try that, but there's no telling what's going to happen.
Also, I'm gonna be real. If y'all bring 5 people to your heist, yeah, you know the risk that you run with it on that person with the truck. Because even if you carry them and they fly out, I don't expect the officers to stop and wait and let you go pick them up. It's GTA. It's an old game. It's a mod of an old game. So there's only so much that we can do. If you want to do a heist and have all 5 people there present at the heist, my opinion, have a vehicle that can suffice that many people. Haley, that seems like a very specific issue that you should probably make a ticket about and let us know.
Yep.
Constitution, 1 swap. That includes pickup. So if you have your original vehicle goes down, you can get into 1 more vehicle, regardless of how you get into that vehicle, whether you rob it from a ped or whether somebody comes and picks you up. If that second vehicle goes down, you're on foot.
Yeah.
If you want to do crime, understand that interaction with cops, positive interaction with cops, and being in the police station is a part of it. I hate to use me as an example all the time, but the first time I got arrested, I was in that PD station for like an hour and a half. Lawyers got involved, lawsuits thrown out. Like, you got to RP. It's not a heist simulator. You need to fully understand that if you do crime, being arrested is a part of that crime.
It does count, Mr. Clayton. I'll clarify one more thing that I've been asked as well. On that second vehicle, they're asked if they come through and they pick up someone that got out of the car and then drop them off and come back, are they allowed still? As long as the exact same vehicle, so you have 2 vehicles only. As long as it's the exact same vehicle, they are allowed to leave, drop somebody off, come back to pick up another person.
Yeah. So that being said, also remember, I said this a lot during 1.0. guys, these are not like real cops that you're role playing with, you know? Like, Bug's fucking 18 and goes to college. He's not an actual cop. So we don't need to go audit the audit or fucking Karen on these cops. They're just people, gamers like us, trying to have a beer and play games. Let them just have a beer and play games. There's no reason. It's virtual money, you know. I didn't dox you. Shut up, Bug. I didn't. You know, it's virtual money. It's okay. There's no reason to yell at our cops and be assholes, you know, over your virtual money. So it's never that deep, never that serious. Be kind to everybody. My favorite, I'll share one of my favorite gifts. Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say, if you have a problem with an RP situation, just play it out, make a ticket. Don't ruin the RP like during the scene.
Way to cock block me in one of my things I was gonna say there, Bug. This way.
You're welcome.
Meow.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to open the floor to Theo. Let him make his closing statements, then I'll make mine.
All right, I just basically have a few things to say. One, what Bug just said, always play the RP scenes out. It is in our rules. Don't say you're gonna make a prayer that this is wrong. Don't stop RP at all. Just deal with the consequences. If it's deemed to be incorrect, we will compensate. Like I'm fully prepared to give you everything you lost in the heist, all the money you lost to the fine, and some money for your jail time. Just make sure they play out. All right, that's my biggest thing on that one. Secondly, tickets. If you have a ticket open, please be patient with us. We have a ton of them. We're trying to get to as many as we can, as quickly as we can. We'll try to update you as much as possible as well. And then finally, on the gang side of it, if you have gang tickets open, the staff usually meets on Sundays to discuss all this kind of stuff. So just be prepared for like weekly updates. Sunday night, Monday morning, Monday afternoon, something like that. And we'll get to everybody. We're trying to get you as quickly as possible. So I think that's pretty much all I got, though.
Okay. Couple closing remarks from me. Headaches. We are aware of some ongoing headaches around Legion Square. We're looking into options for moving some MLOs away from that area to help your performance. Just give us some time to look into that. Performance is a huge. No, Tyler, I'll explain here in a second. Performance is a huge thing for us here at Wyldfire. Like huge thing. I like to say that we're probably more advanced than like 95% of the other fucking FiveM cities out there. You know, we have a Linux based system. We have dedicated as much support, as much resources as we can to performance. We just invested money into a development server so that we will eventually host all of the item images as well as all of the voice services. Will be hosted on a different server to maximize performance on the live server. Bug, correct me if I'm wrong, but hosting the item images on off server makes it to where you don't have to re-download them every single time.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, so like once you download the images, they're done. Like anytime we add new images, it makes you re-download every image that we have. So we want to, not have to have you do that. And then the voice services on its own server will just kind of help reduce the lag overall, because we're separating services. Yeah, but I mean, you guys have been in all over FiveM. You know that there's, your typical FiveM owner who runs his chain gang and fucking has a Zap hosting server with a bunch of pre-built scripts, and he's making millions of dollars an hour. So that's not how we operate here, right? City Hall IDs are now fully functional and you can retrieve them at City Hall. If you have not gotten a new one in the last couple of days, go grab a new one because you have updated data on your new ID. So if you have not gotten a new ID in the last couple of days, it's best that you go to City Hall and get an updated ID. Wallets are also coming in, bugs. Is that what you had talked about?
Yeah, those will be in soon.
Pretty sure they what cost $500, John?
The IDs at City Hall, they take cash. He's talking about them costing money to print.
They're $500 for an ID.
Yeah, don't lose it.
Jesus Christ.
I can lower it.
Yeah, it should be like $50, bro. What the hell?
Should I?
Yeah, because now all the assholes are gonna start jacking everybody's IDs, and that's gonna sting.
I mean, maybe.
Lower it. That's lame.
I'll lower the ID and the driver license, but I'm not lowering the hunting and the fishing because those actually allow you to hunt. And
Yeah,
fish.
correct. Yeah. Checks out. Okay. Q. As you guys have seen, the city's reaching record numbers. The crash protection has been fully ironed out and works. This is what Bug has said. Bug and only Bug has said, end quote, the crash protection is fully ironed out and works.
That is true. I did say
that is what Bug has said. I think we should hit City Cap tonight again and see if it works.
We had 128 in City last night. Didn't
the
break.
queue system will see a few more changes to give the staff slots, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Bug reports. If you have a bug to report, please, for the love of God, use your Control F feature in Discord and see if it's already a bug. Please. Okay. Also, if you have an issue with the city, like you can't log in, you can't fly in or select your character, your car disappeared, that's a technical issue that requires a technical support ticket. For people who realize that that you're waiting for a long time to get your car back to you, probably because you selected the wrong ticket and the devs don't see it. So when you open your ticket, scroll through all the features. Not everything's a general support.
I do yell at him, by the way.
There is a shooting range inside PD, is there not, George? No, we're not changing the PD. I don't know whoever started that rumor. No, we're not changing the PD. I don't know whoever started the rumor, but the PD that we have is staying there. It doesn't need to be big. If you're inside the PD too much, means you're not fucking patrolling.
That PD we have now is fucking. I hate it. It's too big anyway.
We're not
But
changing.
I think it's fine. No, I say keep it, but it's just I hate it.
Okay. My final statement is going to be to all the gangs out there. Okay. It is a correct statement that Wyldfire is not a shooter city. Okay, that is a correct statement. It is a correct statement that we do not tolerate the shitters and the shitter gangs. If you come from some of the public cities where like the trenches and all that shit, you're not going to have a good time here. Okay. However, that being said, this is kind of what I'm actually going to tell you guys what I said in staff chat. Because this kind of rings true. Okay. I did ban somebody because of the reputation that they had in other cities, and he was here for less than 3 days, already involved in RDM and a gang war and gunshots with no RP interaction. I was harsh on that ban. Absolutely. For all intents and purposes, that ban broke everything that I preach, which is about our whole process. If you didn't know, we have a process of a strike system that leads you to getting banned. Due to this person's reputation in other cities and the fact that he had not been here but 3 days and is already shooting for no other reason, with no other RP behind it, he's out of here. And that was harsh. And I'm just gonna quote what I said to the staff and just say, I don't need you to directly break a rule for me to not want you here. That's one of the few rights that this position has given me. I don't use it often. I think that's probably the second or third time I've ever done something like that. So, we're not going to have those types of gangs and groups in 2.0. Robbie, I know if you're here. Tyler, I know you're here. You've sat in the calls with me during 1.0 where we'd have to discuss and iron shit out for a couple of hours. And I'm just not doing that anymore. It's just not going to happen. I don't have the time for it. Nobody has time for it. All it did was get a grown-ass man to say a bunch of bad shit about my wife and grab his balls on a Twitch camera. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. Okay? So now you're just going to get... I'm just going to remove your tags and ban you from the Discord, and you're going to get sent along on your merry way. Okay? Roleplay over gunplay all the time. Okay? If you're a Southside gang and you want to start beef, roll up to somebody. Beat them up. Stop going to guns immediately. There's so much RP that you're skipping if you just go straight to a firearm. Jump somebody. Leave them notes. Roleplay. Have a good time. That being said, in the same breath, no more do I want to see any gang actively avoiding conflict just because of insert reason here. It doesn't matter if you have a criteria that you want gangs to meet. It doesn't matter if you don't think their RP is good enough. It doesn't matter. Role play it out regardless of what's happening, and then ask for the staff to monitor it. We will then address the situation as it's happening or end. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, we want everyone to be here and have a good time. A lot of you guys are new, and a lot of you guys are coming from cities that have the issues that we are trying hard to not repeat and replicate. Okay? But okay. Like I said, city cap is at 150. I would love to hit 150 tonight. If we hit 150 tonight, we're going to do some giveaways on the TebX. Might give you a gift card for when imports do come back. Might give people some high level queues. Might even be a slot in there. But we got to hit 150. So everybody have a good time. Fly in. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next month.